This is exactly why this startup company blew up so quickly. Startup stories have always been fascinating. However, it is quite difficult to comprehend and predict whether your pre-seed startup would help you in the near future or not. Keeping that aside, there happens to be some startups that fall down so quickly that people have no clue as to when and why they started in the first place. Just out of college, Kim Reed-Perel joined a startup that simply blew up, then just as quickly imploded when the dot-com bubble burst. Having learned what not to do, she started again and went on to start a $100 million digital advertising company from her kitchen in Hawaii. At the age of 23, strong drops of success slipped through Kim Reed-Perel's fingers. In a few dizzying years, she had been hired straight out of school to be a startup. XDrive Technologies' seventh hire and director of marketing and sales, Reed-Perel had no prior experience, but threw herself into aggressively acquiring members and monetizing her business through advertising. XDrive, a late 90s forerunner of Dropbox, was using the dot-com era blueprint accelerated hypergrowth, largely at the expense of cash flow and profitability. Within the first year, XDrive had already raised over $20 million in funding and hired 120-plus employees. At the same time, Reed-Perel managed to acquire over 10 million members, which generated over $9 million in advertising revenue. Meanwhile, XDrive quickly ballooned to 200 employees and was burning through the $120 million they'd raised several rounds between 1999 and 2000. Data storage costs were far higher over a decade ago, and the company was hemorrhaging cash. Reed-Perel found himself suddenly firing employees she'd counted as her dearest friends in droves. XDrive took a nosedive into dot-com bust oblivion, laying off the majority of its employees in 2001 and eventually going bankrupt. After bankruptcy, XDrive experienced some final death throes when the company was refunded by an early investor to stay afloat while seeking a buyer. The distressed company and assets were later acquired in 2005 by AOL, an original investor that later closed the company. But being an entrepreneur was in my DNA, she says. Being born to a real estate developer father and a mother who runs a communications consultancy in Oregon, Reed-Perel claims that she grew up thinking about things from an entrepreneurial standpoint. Her long-term boyfriend, that she met studying business at Pepperdine, wanted to move back to his native Hawaii. I felt like if I could start a business in Hawaii, I could start one anywhere, she says. XDrive's dazzling but short-lived trajectory had taught her several things. Specifically, the importance of maintaining a relentless focus on the bottom line and learning how to bounce back from defeat, she says. There is a value in experiencing how very wrong things can go, being resilient and bouncing back quickly. I needed to get back to basics, says Reed-Perel. She started Frontline Direct, a performance marketing company, from her kitchen in Hawaii. She frequently stayed up all night working and taking East Coast morning calls at 4 and 5 a.m., in between planning her wedding. Her relentless drive was a curiosity in Hawaii. Everyone leaves work when the surf's up, she laughs. Frontline Direct nearly doubled in revenue every year since its founding in 2003 and was profitable through its entirety. Within 2 years, the company hit $3.5 million in revenue with 63 customers and 5 employees, and eventually grew to over $100 million in 2010 with 380 customers and 74 employees. Each channel provides incremental insights about a user, and aggregated together, create more complete profiles about a brand's users, and therefore a more complete profile to buy media or audiences, says Reed-Perel. If a large number of people that like your brand on Facebook express that they like running, buying display media against running sites, or people that have been to a running site is a reasonable action. The performance of the media will confirm this, she says. It always takes twice as long and twice as much money than you think it will, she says. Did you find the story interesting? Did we miss out on anything? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. We would love to get to know your perspective on this matter. Let's discuss these in yet another video, so stay tuned. Well, that's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed watching it. If you've liked the video, then do make sure to smash the like button and hit the subscribe button too. Don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss another update from our channel. With that being said, let's meet in another one of such awesome videos. Until then, see ya.